All right, good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, good morning. I need to wash my car. This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist, baby. Yeah, baby. What's up? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a Friday morning here in the Arizona, in the Wild West. Man, it's like the whole world is like a Wild West now. So, I'm an artist, guys. I just been recording my journey as an artist and been sort of talking to you guys and sharing with you guys the process that I've been going through. I've been lucky enough where I can make a living as an artist, full-time living, and I've been lucky enough to share it to be able to share it and talk about it with mechanisms like Instagram Live. I really wish this was available when I was starting out. That would have been a game changer for me, to have such mechanisms like this, and to have artists like myself talking about the process of it and how you get this type of shit going. Most artists are quiet when it comes to this kind of stuff. They're not. They don't want to share. They don't want to share this. They don't want to. I know plenty of artists who they won't tell you how they do things. They won't tell you, not that they have to share their strategies or anything, but they keep too quiet to the point where they think that everything is secret. Everything's so secretive, and so it makes the process very uncomfortable. No one's going to tell you. No one's going to give you clarity, right? No one's going to give you all the clarity and tell you, well, this is how you do it and this and that, But also there's the other side that no one wants to even talk about it. And if they do, it's all this fluff, all this fluff stuff. Really own your skills, work hard, and that kind of fluff. And it's like, dude, you're telling me the same shit my mom tells me. What? It's not. It can't be true if I'm hearing the same thing from someone who's not an artist. If what I'm hearing from an artist is the same thing that I'm hearing from someone who's not an artist, there's something off there. You're not really diving deep into what it is to be an artist. The nuts and bolts sometimes it requires to understand. And that only someone who's in the, we say in Spanish, en el ruedo, someone who's in the rodeo, right? Someone who's riding the bulls will be able to tell you if they're not doing it, it's kind of hard, And I know there's a lot of talk these days about people get offended, and there's a lot of this talk around, well, not everybody who's in it. There's people that are not in it, that are not doing it, but have great ideas, and I'm like, the fuck with those great ideas. Like this world is not built on ideas. This world is built on action, and I see so many people talking about this ideas and ideas and ideas. And I got this idea, and I got this other idea, and I'm gonna. no one eats on ideas. Like next time my son tells me that he's hungry, I'll be like, hold on, wait a minute, I got an idea. Let me go get an idea. It's like, when I gotta ship a painting or I gotta sell a painting, and my wife tells me, hey, did you sell something this week? No, but I have an idea, baby. If my wife asks me, did you sell something this week? I'm gonna be like, no, but hold on, I got an idea. Like what the hell is that gonna do? So no one eats on ideas. No one lives on ideas. It's a this thing that just perpetuates, So why am I talking about this so early in the morning? It's because we get encouraged and discouraged because everybody has ideas and no one's really speaking with clarity. There's so many ideas. Like if you go, you listen to me, you're going to get something. And then you go, you listen to another artist somewhere on YouTube, some painter, artist, whatever on YouTube, you're going to get a whole different twist on it. Every time that I do a podcast, this is what I always hear. What you're saying, it's so unconventional and it's so different than what everybody else says in my podcast. I've been in a few, a handful of podcasts, and this is the same thing that I hear every time I'm in a new podcast. The things that you're saying are so different, so unconventional. They're so, it's like a breath of fresh air, right? And so I'm not saying this, I don't hear this from these people, from the podcast people, because I'm trying to be different, but I think I'm onto something here. I'm actually recording the process. So it's not, they're not ideas, right? They're not wishes and wants and maybes and hoping and hope-sos and things like that, right? No, they're like, dude, I went, I did this is what happened. This is the result of that. And then I went, it's very mechanical, actually. I went, I pushed this, and this came out, right? It's actually very mechanical. And so the artist today gets very confused because you have all this distribution platforms, I guess. I don't know what we call them. All the social media, there's people attending conferences, there's so much distribution, and so it's like it's not even a buffet. It's like going to eat and like that Disney cartoon, what is it called? The Beauty and the Beast, where I don't even think she tastes the food. All she's doing, I think, is just kind of dipping her fingers on the food. They're creating this big feast for her. There's this big song and dance, but at the end of the day, you don't see her eat. Like, she didn't eat, right? It got stuck in my head, that part. I was like, there's this song and dance and all this. At the end of the day, I don't think she ate, did she? And that's kind of how I feel about all this information out there for artists. There's fucking videos on YouTube are so well done. There's almost like a song and a dance, like look at me, yeah. And at the end of the day, they didn't give you anything. At the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, the quality of production of the video was great. It was quick, it was short, it was awesome, it was entertainment, right? But there was zero solid education. No education at all. Just a big fat zero, right? Some stupid strategy that your grandma could have told you, like, just hang in there, work hard, and, Stay persistent, and it's all very lukewarm. If you hear me talk about this kind of stuff, there is nothing lukewarm about me. It's either do it or don't do it, right? It's either go hard, go knock on 30 doors, 30 gallery doors, and you will get a gallery exhibit, or don't do it, or don't do it. But there is no like, well, like take your time, make sure that you're doing it right, go study the gallery, and on and on and on. And then when you feel ready and you feel confident, and then your confidence is going to grow little by little, and it's like, dude, I'm trying to get a gallery show today, not 10 years from now. Like today, dude. Today. I'm trying to get a gallery show today. I'm trying to get paid today. I'm trying to sell a painting today, not next year. It's today that it's yesterday that I needed the money, right? So I'm trying to sell it today. And so why is it like this? Why is it that I talk like this? I get asked by some people either on YouTube or on Instagram, why is it that I talk like this? So like just cut through it, because I've been an artist for a while now, and I realize that there's all these stoppers, all these things that don't allow you to behave like any other industry, because some people sitting very high up, including artists, especially many times artists and gallerists, they're like, oh, we don't talk about money. Yeah, fucker, because you don't need it. That's why you don't talk about it, I hear these people say, I hear this big artist say, oh, we don't talk about that because we're artists because, we love the art and this and that. And they're like, oh, we don't talk about like making a living as an artist or those type of things. We just don't talk about that. And I just scratch my head and I'm looking at him and I'm like, this fucker, man, because you don't need it. That's why you don't talk about it. You got plenty of it. Why would you want to talk about it? It's like, let's talk about air. Like, no one wants to talk about air. We don't need it. We have excess amount of air, of oxygen. It's free, right? All you have to do is, you don't need it. Money in the bank is your validation. Yeah, I guess it's understanding for me what being an artist is in its entirety, not just I'm an artist and I suffer for my craft. And don't worry about that part. Don't worry about that part. Don't. I would say the same thing. I would say don't worry about it, but be proactive with it. I'd say the same. Like, don't worry. Like, don't create worry around it, but be proactive. Because at the end of the day, being an artist is so many things. It's not just this singular thing. It's not just the passion, It's not just the passion. It's the growth of the artist too. It's the growth. It's the growth and the relationship between you and the world. How you're touching the world. How the world responds to your artwork. Don't matter whether you're avant-garde or you're doing derivative work. It doesn't matter. It's how you are communicating this with the world, how you're touching the world. Many people just want to applaud people that are avant-garde. But today, being an avant-garde artist, you can scratch your head all day and still not, realize who's avant-garde and who's not, or who's just fucking around and just repeating what Picasso did, or just creating something derivative and calling it avant-garde. And so I think the education on art is it's so muddy. The water's so muddy that I believe that the artist needs to go beyond what is being told out there. What is being told that it is to be an artist. And so, again, I say this with all respect, but, you know, you listen to me, you're going to hear something. You listen to someone else, and on YouTube, you're going to hear something completely different. You're going to hear whatever it is, but it's going to be completely different. And I think because most of us are trying to make sense of what it is to be an artist, because it's so muddy, it's so dark, it's lurky. You know, if you're a doctor, you're a doctor. I don't think there's a question about, well, is he a doctor or not? No, the person's a doctor. There's no bullshit around it, right? The person's a doctor. There's certificates, and there's this thing. If you're a lawyer, you're a lawyer. There's no like, well, he's still no. Either you meet the bar or you don't, right? There's no bullshit around it. But if you're an artist, it's so lurky, right? It's this very. You either could be or you could not be. And then there's all these almost stipulations, that either make you or break you. And I think that it's entangled, being an artist is so entangled with a mindset and the emotional. It's so entangled with the emotional. It's no longer something. The pragmatic has left the room when it comes to being an artist, and I think that we need it there. It needs to be there. I think you need both wings to fly. I think you need both. I think it can't be one or the other. You can't just be this artist who's like, well, I'm just a business guy. No, you have to have the art in there. The art has to be in there. The passion has to be in there. The love for it. The fact that you would do it, whether you could pursue it as a career or not, it has to be there. But if you're going to pursue it as a career, right? If you have the passion and the love for it and all of those things, the emotions, and you're going to pursue it as a career, then the other side has to be there too. And I'm not just talking about the business side or this. It's not even about that. It's about the seriousness of the career. See, most people that hear me, I think based on the things that we've communicated, I think they think that I'm all about, get the artwork in the gallery, sell it. That's how it's going to work, and on and on and on. And you might not be that artist. You might be the artist who never sells the work, right? You might be the artist that never sells the work, but you impact the world in a different way. Maybe you don't need to sell it. Maybe you're not looking to sell it. Maybe you're not looking, but you impact the world because you're so serious about it. It's the seriousness of it. And I'm not talking about this egoic seriousness. I'm talking about the work ethic serious part of it. Gets lost because everybody's trying to make sense of the emotional aspect of it. So the work ethic gets lost. And so people don't put in the hours. If you're an artist, you're not putting in the hours, you're not going to go deep in it. People are not putting the hours, people are not putting the effort, people are not creating enough artwork. Most artists that I know don't have over 100 pieces. Don't matter the age. Most artists that I know do not have over 100 pieces. To me, that is very difficult to put together, right? How do you not have more than 100 pieces? As a matter of fact, most artists that I know don't have over 20, 30 canvases in their studio. Don't matter the size. that I personally know, right? Not just on that I've talked to on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever, but most artists don't have over 100 pieces, but that I personally know don't have over 20 canvases in the studio, like painted canvases. And so it makes me wonder, like how is it that you're going to do this if and I'm not trying to blame anyone here. Well, I am, but it's not the artist here. The artist, I believe the artist is very confused. And I don't mean confused as in like they just don't get it. No, I think there's so much information being pushed into the environment that confuses the artist. So if you're a doctor, you're not going on YouTube, you're not going on Google, you go to school, you go to medical school, right? You're not looking for info, right, in other places. If you're a lawyer, it's the same thing. You go to law school. You're not looking on YouTube, you're not looking on Instagram to see, well, what can I learn here? What can I learn there? But if you're an artist, it's no longer you go to art school. It's you can be a self-proclaimed artist. You don't need an art degree. You don't. The world is different, and so while that is a great thing because that has allowed me to be an artist because I didn't have to go to any art school. It's also the other side. It's also that if you're not careful, you are picking up information that does not help you along the way. So you're picking up all this, not just negative information, just wrong information, just all this pseudo bullshit, right? That you're picking up on the way that you don't even realize. And that many artists who maybe have given up being artists and then they turn into marketers but they still call themselves artists. I see these people selling on Instagram, selling marketing courses and whatnot. And they're like, I'm an artist, but once you dig in it, you realize they don't produce work; they're marketers. And so there's all this confusion around it, right? It's like it's very muddy because there's no standard, and there shouldn't be, because that's what art is about, right? You go beyond the status quo and you break standards, right? But at the same time, if you're not careful again, there is the danger of soaking in. While you're soaking water, you're soaking all the other BS. While you're soaking the good stuff, you're soaking all the other BS as well. And so you kind of have to. This is what I've done. I had to get rid of all this information. And the way I started getting rid of the information is when I started doing, right? The more I did, the more I started working harder as an artist through experience, I realized that 90% of the stuff that I had, 90% of the ideas and all this thing about what it was to be an artist was a bunch of bullshit. It wasn't true. It was taken from books, it was taken from art students, art teachers who just decided they were going to be art teachers, and they had this idea about being an artist. It was taken from people who were business people, but not necessarily artists. They didn't create art. And so it was this mixture of things. And I started realizing that almost no one has really written about this or recorded this or talked about this. And that's when I started recording the process on Instagram Lives and YouTube videos and whatnot. I started realizing that people don't record the process. Well, what do you do when you wake up and you have a shitty day and you don't feel like painting? What do? You avoid it? You run away? No. 99% of artists probably don't know this. If you just start painting, regardless of what your day looks like, if you just start painting, just calmly, just start painting. But you got to do it for a couple of hours. You can't do it for like a few minutes. If you just start painting and by the second, third hour that you're in it, you start squeezing all the gold. It's like you never had a bad day to begin with. It never happened. See, but I was taught that if you're not inspired, you walk away and you wait for the muse to come and visit you, right? And you wait for inspiration. And I was taught that in books, in even seminars that I attended. This was a professional artist supposedly talking about this. Yeah, I'm gonna order a coffee. Yeah, can I please have a venti pie place with steam half and half and classic? And the venti iced coffee with half and half and classic, please.
Alrighty, okay. Alrighty. Strawberry lemonade?
No, not today.
Not today? Cool.
Just the 2 coffees.
Just pick your coffee?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
681. I'll see you at the window.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. What's the minimum quantity for putting in the work? 1,000, 10,000, 40,000 pieces? I don't think there's a minimum, but I think that there should be work in there. You know, there should be work in there. And it doesn't matter if it's, like I said, it doesn't matter if you got 10 paintings, because I was like, most artists that I know don't have more than 20 paintings. It doesn't matter if you have thousands of sketches.
Hey,
How's it going?
Sweater.
Thank you.
So bright.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It was a gift from my wife. She's like, oh, you see what it reads?
I like it. What does it say? I can't read cursive.
Artist.
Artist. That's nice. Awesome, Jose.
Thank you so
I'll
much.
see you in a couple hours.
Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, all the great artists put in the work. Large catalogs. One person that has been following me here on as many as you can, exactly. As many as you can. That is the answer, my friend. That is the answer. You've nailed it. You've just put a big nail on it. Hammer that. That is the answer. There is no number. It's as many as you can, as many as you're available, as many as you're able. This is why there's no number. If you can do 100,000, baby, be Picasso. Do 100,000. But if you can do 20, if that's all you can do, then do 20. Maybe you're Caravaggio. You know, maybe you're not about doing thousands of pieces, but you put in the work regardless of. Maybe you're a hyper realist. You know, maybe you're a hyper realist that it's like creates this very intense, elaborate pieces, right? Maybe that's your jam. Not everybody's going to be mass producing. Not everybody's going to be Warhol, Picasso, or any of those guys. Not everybody's going to be that guy. There's nothing wrong with being that guy, as long as you put out as many as you can that go with your work. Maybe you're a realist and you're as many as you can. It's not there. See, it's not a number. But when I pointed to the number, what I meant is that most people are not doing as many as they can. Most people are just kind of going about their day, going about their motions. If I don't feel like painting today, then I won't paint today, and fuck it, I'll go do something else. And that's the wrong attitude. That's the wrong attitude to have. I believe the right attitude to have is a very strong, tight schedule until it becomes second nature to you. And then you can drop the schedule thing, right? I'm in a place right now where I can drop the schedule, but not the discipline, if this makes any sense. Like I used to have a schedule because if I didn't have a schedule, I wouldn't do it, right? By now I've come to a place where I'm going to do it no matter what. So it might not be at 5 in the morning. It might be at 3 in the morning that I'm going to be in the studio. I might not start early, but I might end up late. But it's fucking happening, you know? It's happening. There is no way around it. So I've built. First, I started with a schedule, and then the schedule turned into a discipline. And now, no matter what I do, like I'll do different stuff. Right now, I'm going to go take my wife for breakfast. We're going to go have breakfast. I should be painting by now. Usually, I should be painting by now. If she takes the kid to school, I would be in the studio by now. But I know that regardless of what I do, I'm going to go have some quality time with my wife. She just came back from DC yesterday. We're going to go have some breakfast together, and then I'll get headed back to the studio. I know that just because I went and had breakfast doesn't mean that, oh my God, I cut my hours. No, what it means is that now I'm going to be in the studio probably till midnight. You know? And if I had something else today that wasn't expected, I'll probably be in the studio till 2 in the morning. But it's happening. It has to happen. There's no way around it. You know, there is not going to be a way around it, because if the work doesn't get done, regardless of how you feel about yourself, regardless of whether you think you're an artist or not, or whatever, the work doesn't get done. The work is the only thing. See, many people that have followed me, they think that I'm just talking about sales, you know, you got to market and sales. No, it's the work itself. It's the work. The work is the only thing that will determine whether you got this or not. It's going to be the work. And I'm not just talking about painting. I'm talking about the work as a whole. The work, right? How many hours did you put in your painting today? Did you run an ad? Did you get a gallery show? Did you talk to a collector? Did you talk to 5 collectors? Did you talk to, I don't know, did you send out an email to your email list? At the end of the day, it's the work that's going to make it happen. It's not the wants, the wishes, the hopes. It's the work itself. And it's not how much you worked on something. It's what got done. So many of us get entangled in the, man, I've been working all day. Yeah, but what did you get done? This is a question that I ask the people that work with me. And it's something that I train myself to ask myself this question, and I'm training people that work with me to ask themselves that question. They don't need me to be on top of them. They can start asking themselves this question. Okay, I worked on, because growing up, I remember thinking about how much I work. I would hear people, family members, and everyone around me being like, oh my God, I worked all day. Yeah, good for you. What did you get done? You know, I'm glad you worked all day, you know, good. What got done? That's the important part. The important part is what got done. It's not what you worked on. You can work all day on something and not get shit done. And see, and again, how's it going, Kelly? Good to see you here. Again, if you go and you listen to an artist, another artist, it might confuse you. It might confuse you because they might tell you, you know, take a break, you know, don't work so hard. And I would tell you, work hard or don't work hard. It don't matter. What got done is what matters. Did you get something done? At the end of the day, did you get something done? Whether you put an hour or 12 hours, did something get done? Demian Art says, I used to believe establishments used to put down self-taught artists, but now with social media and hard work, anything is possible. Absolutely. Yeah, there's so many ways to do it now that it's not one way.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So, anyways, guys, I'll leave you with that. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.